The first thing I noticed were the signs, two scraps of cardboard letters scrawled in thick black marker, shaky and uneven. Please help us find Mr. Nathan Cole. Cars screamed by under the scorching Houston sun, a bus blaring its horn, the smell of hot asphalt and fried street food hanging heavy in the air. Right there under the I-45 overpass sat two girls in faded gray dresses, knees, drawn-up hair, tangled from wind and dust. They looked like mirror images of each other, same steady eyes, same tight grip on their signs. I was halfway past in my black Mercedes before my foot slammed on the brake. My heart did the same. I didn't know why I was getting out of that car. I only knew I was. They watched me walk toward them, tall man in a navy blazer and a red baseball cap, like they were trying to decide if I was real. I stopped a few feet away. "Why are you looking for this man?" I asked. They answered at the same time, their voices trembling but clear. "He's our father." It was like the air went thin. I swallowed hard. How do you know that? Our mom told us," the one on the left said, blinking fast to hold back tears. The other girl took her hand. "Before she died, her name was Elise. And that name, it cracked something open in me. A memory from 15 years ago at a college graduation party. Laughter music, a girl with kind eyes and a smile that seemed to know a secret. One night, just one. And then life swept me into years of meetings, flights, building an empire. I whispered, "Your mom. She's gone." "She died from kidney failure," the left twin said. "We didn't have money for the hospital," the right one added. "They told me after their grandparents passed, no one took them in. They'd been living right here under the bridge. People passed, a few tossed coins, but mostly, nobody cared." I felt heat behind my eyes before I could stop it. "What are your names?" "I'm Lila," the first said. "And I'm Lana," the second followed. The names felt strange and right all at once. Then Lana said something that sent a chill through me. "Before she died, Mom said, 'The man named Nathan Cole is your father.' She said you stopped answering her calls, and that you would never have children again until you found us and took us in." A curse. That word hung there heavy. And just yesterday, my 10-year marriage had ended with a note from my wife. "Maybe we're not meant to be parents. I need to find my own path." 10 years of specialists telling us, "You're both healthy, it should happen," and 10 years of silence. Now here were two girls with my eyes. I took a breath that felt like stepping off a cliff. I didn't know. I never got her calls. "But I'm not leaving you here. Come with me. We'll get the truth today." They glanced at each other, fear and hope wrestling in their faces, then nodded. We didn't go to my penthouse. Not yet. I drove them to a private clinic downtown. The ride was quiet at first. Then little bits of them came out 15 years old. Born in May, love for math, fascination with computers, they only ever saw through shop windows. I caught myself smiling. Pride I had no right to feel yet. At the clinic, we filled out forms, swabs were taken, and we waited. The hallway felt like it was holding its breath. When the doctor finally came out with the folder, my hands shook opening it. The first line, it hit like a hammer. "You are the biological father of both girls, Mr. Cole." Lila gasped. Lana covered her mouth. "Yes," I said, my voice breaking. "Yes, I am." I pulled them into my arms. They were so light, so small, and yet holding them felt like finally lifting something I'd been carrying for years. Back at my penthouse, I introduced them to my staff. "These are my daughters. From today, they live here." We set up their own rooms, lavender for Lila, sky blue for Lana. I promised clothes, shoes, computers. Dinner that night was quiet but warm. Stories of their mother filling the space. Before bed, I said, "Don't call me sir anymore. Call me Dad." The next morning, my lawyer called. "Someone's been asking questions about your past, before your marriage." I didn't like the sound of that. Later that day, I got a name, Monica, an old friend of Elise's. She wanted to meet. When she walked into my office, her eyes cut right through me. "I knew Elise before you did," she said. "We were like sisters. And there's something you don't know. The girls weren't born here in Houston. They were born in Galveston. And before Elise could tell you, a powerful man claimed them as his own. He offered her money to disappear. She refused. That's why she hid." "Who?" I asked. "Charles Denton." The name made my stomach drop. Denton was oil money, political connections, the kind of man who could make problems vanish, or people. Monica leaned in. "If he knows they're with you, he won't stop. Elise made me promise if anything happened to her, I'd find you so you could protect them." That night, I doubled security. No one in or out without clearance. I personally drove the girls everywhere. Weeks passed. No sign of Denton. The girls dove into their studies, prepping for college entrance exams. Results came in: Lila in data science, Lana in software engineering. I could barely speak. I was so proud. 4 years later, they graduated top of their classes. 1 year after that, they each met someone: Lila with a calm, steady data consultant named Joel, Lana with an ambitious young software entrepreneur named Marcus. Both got engaged within months. When they told me, I laughed. "So you're leaving me on the same day?" "Not leaving," Lila said. "Just expanding the family." The wedding was a dream, white roses music under a golden sky. I walked them both down the aisle, one on each arm, whispering, "You are my greatest blessings." At the reception, I told our story: the day under the overpass. The signs, the shock, the joy. I didn't mention the curse or Denton. Those battles were mine. Later, under fairy lights, they asked me to dance both at the same time. And there, holding their hands, I realized something every night I'd wondered: why I couldn't be a father. Every empty room I'd walked past, it had all been leading here. When the song ended, Lila kissed my cheek. "We love you, Dad." "Always," Lana added. And I told them the truth. "I will always love you more than anything, more than everything." But as they walked back to their husbands, I couldn't help thinking about Monica's warning. Charles Denton hadn't made a move in years. But men like him don't just fade away. What would you have done in my place? Would you tell your daughters the whole story, or protect them from it forever? If you were me, what's the right call? Let me know in the comments.